On this day in 1973, Paul McCartney, the legendary former Beatle, released an album that would go on to become a milestone in his post-Beatles career and almost cost him his life. After leaving the Beatles, McCartney launched a successful solo journey and later formed the band Wings, alongside guitarist Denny Laine and his wife, Linda McCartney. A book chronicling his time with Wings is expected to be published later this year, offering fresh insight into this turbulent but creatively fruitful era. Wings remained active for a decade, producing several of McCartney's biggest hits, including Jet and the explosive Live and Let Die. But behind the success of one of their most acclaimed albums was a harrowing ordeal. The record, which would become a critical favorite, was released exactly 51 years ago today, and the story behind it is nothing short of dramatic. McCartney has spoken openly about the dangers he and his bandmates faced while making Band on the Run, the album that gifted fans classics like Let Me Roll It and Mrs. Vanderbilt. The group made the fateful decision to record at EMI's studio in Lagos, Nigeria, an exotic but risky location that immediately presented challenges. Not long after arriving, the band's musical equipment was stolen, including McCartney's cherished Hofner bass guitar, a piece of Beatles history. In a twist of fate, that very bass was returned to him 5 decades later during a concert in Manchester. Recalling the incident, McCartney has admitted they were warned not to wander the streets alone, a piece of advice he and Linda chose to ignore. Believing the warnings to be overly cautious, they decided to enjoy a nighttime stroll. That walk ended in a terrifying mugging. Shaken, the couple rushed back to their lodging and spent the night in hiding, wondering if they had been followed. The next day at the studio, the manager told them just how close they had come to disaster. According to him, their survival may have hinged on the fact that they were white. Had they been local residents, the attackers might have killed them to prevent being identified. Though the robbers got away with some of their recordings, McCartney managed to reconstruct much of the lost material from memory, thanks to the sessions being so recent. Sound engineer Geoff Emerick later recounted another chilling moment from their time in Nigeria. He claimed that Linda McCartney played a critical role in defusing a life-threatening encounter. Faced with armed attackers, she reportedly intervened, appealing to the robbers by identifying her husband as a famous musician. Her plea may have saved his life. McCartney's challenges didn't end with human threats. The oppressive African heat posed a serious health risk. He described suffering from the extreme conditions in the studio to the point of nearly losing consciousness. Emerick, witnessing the event firsthand, described how McCartney suddenly turned ghostly pale and said he couldn't breathe. When they brought him outside for air, the blazing heat only made things worse, and he eventually collapsed at their feet. Despite all the setbacks, muggings, lost equipment, and medical emergencies, Band on the Run emerged as a defining work in McCartney's post-Beatles career. Fans continue to celebrate it as a high point of his artistry. On Reddit, threads dedicated to the album are filled with praise. One fan called McCartney a master craftsman operating at the peak of his talent. Another expressed how listening to the album remains a source of pure joy. A nostalgic fan proudly shared that their original vinyl copy still includes the rare Polaroid-style poster and the sleeve featuring the full lyrics. Through chaos and creativity, Band on the Run not only survived but soared, and stands today as a powerful reminder of McCartney's enduring genius.